So before we start the video, everybody, I want to get some housekeeping out of the way. Please, 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 if you can, watch the video all the way through. This helps us in the YouTube search rankings and helps us beat the algorithm so that we can be recommended to other people. Also, if you really enjoy the content, please like and possibly think about subscribing to the channel. That definitely helps our numbers greatly and helps other people see, again, the channel and beat the algorithm. So just remember this, and again, thank you everybody for clicking on the video, and thank you for watching. Let's get into it. So this is going to be the review of season 6, aka the final season, allegedly, of The Expanse. There will be spoilers for seasons 1 through 5 of The Expanse, so if you have not watched seasons 1 through 5 or 1 through 6, you need to leave and then come back once you have watched them. That being said, this is your first and last warning. Okay, so The Expanse season 6. Did it soar to the heights of the first few seasons as far as storytelling? Was it able to rebound from the Me Too and subsequent death of Cass Anvar's Alex character, who was really one of the, if not the heart and soul of the series, and the reason that the series got a second life on Amazon? Was 6 episodes enough to tell the story adequately? Well, let's get into it. So, The Expanse season 6 basically opens up, I'd say, a little bit after the season finale of season 5, and they are still at war with the Belt, the Free Navy of Marco Anaris, and essentially all of the other factions are in tatters. The UNN is still reeling from the asteroid attacks from season 5, and the Martian government is still on the decline. There's still elements within the Martian government that are disloyal to Mars and are helping Marco Anaris. So the crew of the Rocinante, led by Holden, and with a new crew member in the form of Clarissa Mao, aka Peaches, who is basically serving as Amos' apprentice as ship's mechanic on the Rocinante, to the surprise and chagrin of the rest of the crew. But this issue quickly gets squashed. She learns how to be a team player and, is on the path to redemption, whatever. The big issues here in this season are the consistent fights between Marco Anaris' Free Navy and the UNN forces with the support of Mars. Now, in this season, because it's so lean at 6 episodes, they really try to get into the meat of what's going on. There are very few subplots. So what you're seeing is basically the UNN trying to gather whatever support and allies that they can in order to mount a sufficient counter to Marco Anaris' growing Free Navy. So, how are the performances in this season? They were pretty good, actually. Now, as I did miss Alex, because his character was often would break up the serious tone with a little bit of comedy here and there. That's not necessarily here this season because he is missing, because he passed in season 5. Of course, anybody that's following The Expanse knows that Cass Anvar's character was killed off because of a, let's say, dubious Me Too claim. So, I mean, whatever. So now the crew of the Rocinante, they still have the other members. Holden is still there. Naomi and Amos are still backing him up as per usual. Avasarala is still in charge of the UNN, and Bobby is basically her enforcer. We still have Drummer, who is still running her independent fleet of ships with her family of belters. and then we have the Anaris faction, and we have a interesting subplot on one of the colonies within one of the rings, where you can definitely see that there is some proto-molecule foolishness going on. And with that being said, don't pay too much attention to the subplot, because it is not, and I repeat, is not finished or addressed. It's almost as if they were trying to see if they could possibly squeeze out another season to really discuss the actual problem, because the proto-molecule has been an issue since season 1, and now we're really seeing that come to fruition in season 6. But that problem is not addressed by the main cast, nor do most of the main cast, with the exception of Marco Anaris, even know of anything going on with the proto-molecule. So that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Now, the action in this season was actually really good. So we got quite a few space battles, and that was good because they are at war. So I'm glad they didn't try to shy away from that. And there's a lot of inner turmoil in between characters, but in particular in the Anaris faction, especially with Philip Anaris, Marco and Naomi's son, dealing with a lot of problems of adolescence and young adulthood, and trying to be his father's right hand and really live up to the expectations that his father has for him, since he has forsaken his mother. Now, looking at those performances, I think the weakest performance out of all of the characters probably did come from Philip Anaris. The actor's not bad, it's just he kind of overacts in places, especially when he has to show other emotions outside of anger. But I mean, it's watchable. He's serviceable in the role. Now, going through this, we got to see basically a side of Holden that I really didn't like in this season, and I understand it because he does love Naomi, but at one point he does drop the ball. He literally has the kill shot on Marco Anaris. He could have ended the war immediately, and instead chooses to spare Marco Anaris, because on the ship that Anaris is on, that they literally had dead to rights, Philip Anaris is there, and they see him in the comms screen, and so he decides to disable the nuke and doesn't kill Marco Anaris, which elongates the war and the deaths quite a bit. Now, as far as villains are concerned, Marco Anaris is actually really interesting, because he is basically a cult leader. He gives these grandiose speeches, and he then on the back end will send people to die and justify their deaths based on the greater good, or an idea that their deaths somehow serve the interests of the belt and belters in the future. But really, everything that he does serves his own ego. And I think that is just so fascinating, because Marco Anaris is truly a genius. Unfortunately, he is also a flaming narcissist. But I will give him this: he is not afraid to go into battle himself, which is actually a character trait for most narcissists that you wouldn't see, that they put themselves in harm's way in order to achieve their ideals. So in that, his character is very complex and really fun to watch. Now, as far as the other characters in the series so far and in season 6, Bobby Draper actually got so much more time, and I enjoy her character so much, because she's tough, but she's not the cliche 2021, 2022 tough, where she's just the best ever always. No, Bobby has trained, she has led men into battle, she's led women into battle, and she is capable because of the sacrifices and the time that she has put into her craft, which is killing. Amos is always a treat every season, and he continues not to disappoint. So not really too much to say about that. The last episode, the battle to take back the railguns, is amazing. I mean, you can tell that they spent money on this fight. And even if you weren't really pleased with season 6, this battle is worth the watch. I'd say definitely watch it. That being said, the plot is wrapped up rather conveniently and nicely. But again, you have Holden pulling a Holden and, resorting to his former shenanigans of basically screwing everybody over in service to his morality and what he believes is the right thing to do. But I do love the fact that Holden does question himself. He does ponder over the decisions that he makes, and he's not necessarily always sure that what he's doing is the right thing. And so that in a lead character is also rare, and what it really marks what makes this show special. Would I like to see a season 7 of this? Definitely. But I mean, the show has gone through its bumps and bruises, just like the story of the Expanse itself. It's gone through ups and downs, and some hard places. And I would love to see a season 7 wrap up the story of the proto-molecule, which is really all that matters in the galaxy currently. So with that being said, I would give the Expanse season 6 an 8 out of 10. Definitely go see it if you love sci-fi, if you love space, just if you want to see a great space opera. This is definitely something to watch. It's basically a Game of Thrones in space without the terrible seasons that Game of Thrones had. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you on the next one. 8-Bit Heroes out. Peace.